Hi, everyone. Talking cybersecurity today here with Danny Palmer. Usually, Danny, we focus on ransomware. But going in a different direction today, talking about Android Trojan malware, how it's impacting people's smartphones. Talk a little bit about the virus and what's happening here.
Well, this one in particular is quite a strange one. It has quite a complex way of doing things. Researchers don't know how it actually really starts out, but somehow people are directed to a third-party website, so not something on the official Google Android store, where they are invited to download an ad blocker to, for whatever reasons, under the pretense of of doing to sort of smooth out their experience on the web, let's say. But then once they've downloaded this onto their phone from a third-party site, so there's no sort of Google Play protections to say this is definitely safe. So this gets installed onto their phones. Then what it does is it will try to the ad blocker, which doesn't really work, to be honest, will occasionally pop up with things saying tricks, trying to say ironic things like one which is quite ironic is your phone has a virus, click here to fix it. And what they've done is they've used, for example, in that virus example, they've used they've copied essentially an antivirus app by a prominent cybersecurity company, or at least used the sort of name and logo of it to go, okay, download this, which is from a third-party site. And the person might think, okay, that's downloaded that now, that's going to be sorted. But they just go, okay, maybe because it's downloaded, they'll forget about it. But when they install it, it just disappears, and they don't hear from it again. But what this does is download this malware onto their device, which is then used to monitor their activity, for the end goal of stealing bank details. So it can sort of monitor your what you input onto your phone, so it gets your login details for various things you use, your emails, your bank account, that sort of thing. Then it also, because it's monitoring what you do, if you've got multi-factor authentication on that phone, that device, it can sort of monitor that as well, so it can sort of see that sort of thing, which it essentially allows these criminals to make off with sensitive information like your bank detail. And it's all done under the pretext of hey, you click here because you've got a virus, and they use that fear to actually install an actual virus on the phone. It just seems like this is another example of how these attacks are getting quite convoluted and clever in a way, because if you just say, go to this one site, download this, that might look suspicious. But if they say go here, then go here, then go here, that sort of adds different steps, and people might not associate those different steps with all being part of one attack, which allows the attackers to sort of cover their tracks a bit more, essentially. And it sounds like a lot of effort on their part, but they might be getting more success by putting these extra steps in and getting more people to fall for their scam.
Yeah, and Danny, it can be so confusing for people. I mean, things look legitimate, they click on it, and then they find themselves in a really bad position.
Yeah, I mean, it's been quite it's been around for quite a long time, this sort of mobile scam where you get a pop-up saying you have a virus, click here to sort of fix your phone, which is that's the sort of the shock tactic they get to try and get you to download something. I mean, there's the key thing in this with this particular malware is it's all done by third-party sites. It's not done by the official app store. And research, it's obviously quite a sneaky tactic, and researchers haven't established yet how people are directed to this third-party site. I mean, it's probably some sort of phishing in some respect, because unless they just rely on people just randomly stumbling across it, which isn't unknown, but you're probably not going to get anywhere unless you direct people via a text message or phishing attack. And for a different type of malware, text messages have become a really common form of directing people towards it in recent times. Here in the UK, we've had a particular problem with malware attacks to the extent they've had the National Cybersecurity Centre here warn against them, where the attackers are saying, we are, a delivery company, be it Royal Mail or one of the sort of private sector providers, saying, you have missed your package, click here to reorganize it. And because of the situation we're still in here in the UK, we're still in a sort of lockdown state to an extent. A lot of people are still doing these mail order packages, and it must be quite easy when you to sort of go, okay, yeah, I'm expecting a package, I will click here to reorganize it. And they use the mimicry to make it look like these official delivery companies. But one of the key things that can help you avoid falling for these attacks is that in many cases the attackers will ask for a payment outright in order to reschedule your delivery. The vast majority of delivery companies here do not ask for payment in order to provide that service. And it's just one of those things that they try to get you by surprise. And because I've had things that have come through and go, you're out, you missed your package, and it looks convincing. Then you remember, well, I haven't gone anywhere. So it's a thing. But it got to the point where it seemed like I was getting one of these text messages every few days, and they were really persistent. And it's quite obvious how it's become such a threat. That particular type of malware scam, just because they were throwing so much at it. But recently there were reports that some people have been actually arrested for on suspicion of performing these campaigns, and they thinking about it, they've kind of dropped off since then, which means there has been a maybe find out another different way to try and install malware on Android phones.
All right, always something, Danny. For much more on cybersecurity and what you need to know, make sure you check out ZDNet. Thanks for watching today.